Let's move on to number 5 on our list. In the heart of Caracas, Venezuela, stands the Centro Financiero Confinanzas, a 190-meter skyscraper that was supposed to symbolize the country's financial prosperity. But today, it's better known as the Tower of David, an unfinished high-rise that became an unlikely home for thousands of squatters during one of Venezuela's worst economic crises. Construction on the Centro Financiero Confinanzas began in 1990. The project was spearheaded by David Brillembourg, a prominent Venezuelan banker who envisioned the tower as a hub for banking and commerce. It was designed to include office spaces, luxury apartments, a helipad, and even its own 5-star hotel. But in 1993, just 3 years after construction began, David Brillembourg passed away unexpectedly. Shortly after his death, Venezuela's banking sector collapsed in what became known as the Venezuelan banking crisis. The government seized dozens of banks, inflation skyrocketed, and funding for the project dried up completely. By 1994, construction on the Centro Financiero Confinanzas came to a halt. At that point, the building was around 60% complete. Its concrete frame was finished, but it lacked windows, elevators, plumbing, and electricity. For years, the tower sat abandoned, a massive shell looming over Caracas's skyline. But in 2007, something unexpected happened. As Venezuela's economy spiraled further into crisis under President Hugo Chávez's government, thousands of people began moving into the unfinished skyscraper. By 2011, more than 3,000 squatters were living in the Tower of David. Entire families occupied its empty floors, turning them into makeshift homes. Without elevators or running water, residents hauled supplies up dozens of flights of stairs. Some even built small businesses inside: barbershops, convenience stores, and community centers. The Tower of David became a city within a city, a vertical slum that reflected Venezuela's deepening economic and social crisis. But it wasn't without risks. Residents faced constant dangers from structural instability, crime within the tower, and even fatal accidents. In 2014, after years of international attention and growing safety concerns, the Venezuelan government began relocating residents out of the tower. Over several months, families were moved to government housing projects across Caracas. Today, the Tower of David stands empty once again. But its story isn't over yet. In recent years, there have been proposals to repurpose the building. Some suggest turning it into affordable housing or office spaces. Others argue it should be demolished entirely. However, with Venezuela still grappling with political instability and economic collapse, any plans for its future remain uncertain. And while this building became a lifeline for thousands during desperate times, our next skyscraper tells a very different story. One where engineering mistakes brought an ambitious project crashing down before it could even stand tall.